What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Elliott Delp, and today we're going to be doing a review on the Nitecore P20IX tactical flashlight. So it should be a good little video, so let's get right into it. The Nitecore P20IX flashlight is a 4,000 lumen, I would say do-all flashlight. This thing runs about $120 on Amazon. I will make sure to link it down below in the description, so go check that out. We have two of them here. One of them is mounted to the stag arms, kind of my recce build, and I have the other one mounted to this ballistic helmet right here. That's how most of this testing and review was done. So I'm going to go over kind of the specs of these a little bit and then talk about how they were tested and what you could expect from them and how they should be implemented or used, or what you could use them for. So the Nitecore P20IX is a 4,000 lumen, $120 flashlight. This has a rechargeable battery and it comes with it. It's quick recharging, so it's super fast. It has the battery's internal, and the battery itself is a 12700i, or it can run on two CR123 batteries. So there's two options there. I've never ran it on the CR123 batteries. Always use the internal battery. Charges good and stays on, so never had the need. But if you need to carry backups, that will work. So boasted runtime on this thing is supposedly up to 14.5 days or 350 hours. I would assume that would be on the lowest setting. I haven't ran it for 14.5 days straight. I've just ran it at the range while training, while shooting, and just trying to get it down, or get my thoughts on it and test its reliability. The max range on this thing is supposed to be 221 meters, or that's like 240 some feet or yards. It does pretty good. It's pretty bright, has a good spread, and would be good for like a weapon light, just like this, or a headlamp. Thing can get really bright. It has a ton of different strobe setting, or not strobe setting. Well, it does have a strobe setting, but a ton of different brightness settings. I think it's 6 total, I do believe. I will pop up the number down below for confirmation. I had it slip my mind, but it has plenty of different settings, so you don't just overwhelm whatever you're shining. Like if you're running this off of a weapon, and or like this, if you're running this on your helmet, you can switch through the different settings to where it's not as blinding and overpowering if you're shining it at people or whatever you're doing. That's pretty much the gist of this light. It's a fairly basic light. I would say it's a direct competitor to someone like a Streamlight. They run about the same price point, and it's something you would look into instead of a Streamlight or Cloud Defense, or one of the more expensive brands. So how was this tested? How was this used? How was this reviewed? So I ran it on the recce build here. I ran it on this, and then I also ran it off the recce build at night when I was doing pistol shooting. So, you know, holding it with this, actually using the 1911 here. And then the light did really well. Held up good with fire from the recce build, but it was suppressed. I did run it offset back just a hair, so it wasn't directly getting blasted by the muzzle. So it didn't have like full force on it, but I couldn't really run it any further up just because of how the mount was set up. So all this contraption up here is Nitecore stuff. So the mount and the pressure switch. One thing I will critique about the pressure switch is that there's too much cable, which causes a need for a lot of cable management, and they don't have a dedicated thing to mount directly to a rail section. If you want to mount your pressure switch directly to a rail section, you have to buy an aftermarket, and then the aftermarkets I found wouldn't fit, so I had to just electrical tape it along with the excess cord to have a mounting system for the pressure pad, which I would recommend Nitecore coming out with something like that. It's one of my favorite things about the Streamlight is it has a direct mounting system. So if Nitecore came out with a mounting system, a little bit smaller cord for a direct rifle or pistol attachment, that would be very, very beneficial. That's how I ran it on the rifle and the pistol. Let's talk about the helmet. So I ran this one, this same light and everything, with on my arc rails here. So Nitecore does have an arc rail attachment, pretty sweet. It'll allow you to adjust how your light is. So if you want to run it straight up and get it out of the way, if you run it forward, you want to direct it down, whatever you may do, you can run it that way. That was really convenient. Maybe if you don't want to have your weapon drawn, or you don't want to have to really deal with light, just wear it on your helmet and run with it. So that's how these optics were used, or not optics, but lights used during testing, and they were pretty great. They worked really well. Run-of-the-mill flashlight, and I couldn't say more about them. So who would I recommend these for? If you were looking for a weapon light, I think you would be very pleased with the Nitecore. I don't think you'd have a problem with it. Like I said, the only gripes I had were the cable management capabilities. You have to go aftermarket. You have to use tape, which is not that big of a deal, but for $120, I would like to see having that ability to use it like that, and to have the ability to mount it directly to a rail provided by Nitecore. I think that'd be very beneficial, and I think it would help them move in even more into the weapon light realm. But other than that, the light ran good. I think anybody looking for just either an everyday light or a weapon light, I don't think you could go wrong with the Nitecore. Very, very high quality. The build's great and bright, 400 lumen or 4,000 lumens with really good throw. So I think you'd be very good buying a Nitecore. Other than that, I think that really wraps it for the review. I really appreciate Nitecore for sending these out for me to test. Very nice of them, and I appreciate it a whole lot. Also, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button, and make sure to follow me on Instagram. There you can see all kinds of different reels and photos and all kinds of great stuff that we put out there. So go check me out there. Other than that, I appreciate everybody for watching. As always, take someone outdoors. Peace.